Good morning, good morning, good morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you are breathing. Today is Saturday, July the 28th, 2023. My name is Stephen Cornegay, and welcome to This Is Just a Thought. Today's word of the day, mesmerize, which means to hypnotize or hold spell bound. Mesmerize. Hope everybody's enjoying that Saturday end of the work week, and we're in the weekend. I know a lot of folks are happy they are off, or maybe not so happy with this heat. The heat. It continues to roll on. Temperatures today in the high 90s feel like of 101 to 105, maybe. Little fronts coming through, so they're saying that hey, we may get some showers later on this evening, going into the night, and that's going to help with cooling these temperatures down. Earlier in the week they had said by Monday or Tuesday we were expecting a cool down, but it may come as soon as tomorrow. Man, I know a lot of folks are happy about that. That heat, man, that heat wave is from coast to coast, west coast to east coast. Temperatures have risen so much so a lot of heat illnesses, and even deaths. Roadways are buckling. Pavement is buckling. The heat is just too much. It's expanding and cracking. Wow. If you think it's not hot out there, just go step outside for not even a minute, just a few seconds. You could tell. I know I did yesterday. I could feel it, and I was like, "Whoa, what in the world is this?" Those down there in the Southwest, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Texas, Louisiana, they've been experiencing these temperatures of 100 plus degrees, not 90, not feels like, but 100 flat out plus degrees daily for some places have been that way for 30 days, 43 days, 15 days. The heat, man, this has been, they're saying that July quite possibly or flat out is the hottest recorded temperature ever. It just is. And I can believe it. I don't know about you guys, but I believe it wholeheartedly. Yeah, it is going to be, it is a record breaking July. Hottest recorded temperatures to this date ever. That heat, boy. Whew, man, I look back and I think to myself sometimes, and man, how in the world did I ever do it when I was younger? Because as I gotten older, I can't do the heat like that. I love the summer, but this type of heat right here, man, it'll make you sit down somewhere. Just will. And man, if you're out or you have to work or if you're out just out and about, hydrate. Stay hydrated. Like I said, in addition to this being the hottest recorded on record for the month of July ever, a lot of heat illnesses and deaths. Hospitals, emergency rooms are in some places are just being overwhelmed with people with heat exhaustion, heat stroke. Stay hydrated. Water. Carry a bottle of water with you. I mean, hey, the night before or whatever, before you're going out, put it in the freezer. That's a nice old school trick. It works. Believe me. It just does. Just does. So everyone, if please, if you're going out, man, stay hydrated. I mean, water, Gatorade, whatever electrolytes you can get into your body, do it. Do it. Yeah, stay away from those nice cold beverages like soda, juices, beer. I don't think too many folks are going to be sitting outside sipping on cold ones today. Quite possibly tomorrow. And if you have been, or you're that one that's been out there sipping on those cold ones and drinking those libations in this heat, God bless you. Bless you. All right, let's move along here, man. An update of sorts with Haiti, a continuation, I should say. Last time I talked to you guys about Haiti, I told you a story of how certain provinces or cities in Haiti, the citizens are taking back what's rightfully theirs. Well, the U.S. State Department has came out and it has issued a stark and frank advisory warning or flat out, whatever, however you word it, to U.S. citizens that may be in Haiti. Flat out. Told them to leave and leave now. Chaos has erupted again. Violence and chaos. Those gangs, they're back at it again, or they're continuing, and they've ramped back up. So the U.S. State Department came out and said, hey, get out and get out now. Any U.S. citizens. Now, a lot of Haitian citizens have taken refuge at the U.S. State Department or U.S. Embassy in Haiti, but the U.S. is telling their citizens, hey, get out right now. There's nothing we can do. We're being overwhelmed. I also told you guys in that last piece about Haiti that the French government was trying to get down there and help out and restore some order, but they haven't. And the U.S. has came out and said, hey, we need an international force to step in to help these Haitian citizens. We can't do it alone. We need help. But no one has came forward. Canada, they were at one point in time, they were being talked about as the lead, but they haven't came forward. They're still scrambling around. I keep you guys updated on that. Man, yeah, get out. Uh, this thing has turned ugly in Haiti. Just has. The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Just is the island of Haiti. Just is. All right, let's move on here, man. Wow. President Trump finds himself in the hot seat again. A continuation of sorts. New charges. He has some new charges from. This one is from that Mar-a-Lago classified documents scandal. Apparently, the DOJ has gotten wind of or has gotten hold of some surveillance cameras and footage, and possibly two witnesses that have went over to the DOJ side, I should say. Apparently, President Trump gave orders to these two individuals that worked there at Mar-a-Lago. I believe one was a head of security, and the other one may have just, I want to say, was a groundsman or groundskeeper or something like that. Apparently, they're saying President Trump told them, hey, certain footage, delete certain security footage from a shed that was on site. And in this footage, they can, someone or some people were seen carrying out boxes and bringing boxes into this shed. So the DOJ now has footage of this. They're going to bring more charges of obstruction up on President Trump. Man, that guy can't stay out of the way. He can't stay out of the way. It seems like that. Well, they're really, really trying to make it clear. Well, they've made it clear. They're really trying to just flat out take away his chances of running for the White House. But he stood defiant. He at a campaign rally in Ohio, he came out and said, "Hey, no matter what, I'm still running for president." Now, this would be, or quite possibly, the trial that is coming is going to bump right up against the 2024 presidential elections. So he could quite possibly have this trial going on and trying to run for the White House. And he said, hey, I'm running for the White House. This is nothing more than a witch hunt. Well, he's right. I mean, they're adamant about him not getting anywhere near that White House, and they mean it. So whatever it takes, they're going to throw at him. And if that's not enough, looming in the background is the state attorney generals for Georgia. We all remember that infamous phone call he made to that state's attorney general or head of elections saying, hey, I need 11,000 more votes. Can you get them for me? And they're saying they're going to quite possibly start their indictment process as early as August next month. A few days away. But 3 days away? 2 days out. They're going to start their process. Wow. Has a bevy of problems. He has a bevy of problems. But he ain't backing down. He's made it clear. He's made it known. Hey, I'm still running for the presidency. we'll see what happens. We will see what happens with that. Man, wow. President Trump, President Trump. All right, let's move along here, man. Also, wow. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Gas prices are going back up. But what do you know? We're just in time for this little summer, or right at, well, almost at the end or middle of the summer travel season. They're saying, hey, we got to raise the gas prices. Mm, mm. Now, one of the reasons that they have given is a heat wave. So I talked about that heat wave is coast to coast. Like I told you guys, California, Arizona, Las Vegas, I mean Nevada, Texas. What they're saying is those refineries down in Texas and Louisiana around that Coast. I'm sorry, can't get it out. Around that Gulf Coast area, because of the heat, they can't work the workers like that. So they're limited in their outcome of gas and oil production. So they got to raise the prices. Hmm. Okay. That's reason number one. Reason number two, OPEC. Again, they have intentionally, they're saying, they're limited the supply of gas and oil output to raise the prices. And of course, number three, August is coming, so they're saying hurricane season quite possibly is going to ramp up, and with these warm temperatures and the fronts moving through, there may be a high um, hurricane season, high rate of hurricanes this season. So they got to raise the price to keep up. We ain't even got to August yet. The two little tropical depressions, they're nowhere near the United States. They get close to those Caribbean islands and then they just fade out, fizzle out, go the opposite direction. But yet and still, officials are saying, hey, hurricane season's coming. We got to raise the price. OPEC is limiting their output of oil and gas, so they have to raise the prices. And the heat wave. I mean, they got three key reasons, I guess. I gather. Like I always said about these guys, they're some good hustlers. I call them hustlers, man. They're hustlers. Loan sharks. Corner bookies. They can raise and lower the price of gas whenever they feel like, and give some of these little rinky-dink reasonings. The only one I could think of that really sounds feasible to me is the first one, the heat wave. Yeah, you can't have those guys working down there and around all that machinery and out trying to get all that oil and gas out with those high temperatures, heat exhaustion. Just like I told you before, guy, if you have to work outside, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So that's the only feasible one to me. Those other two, especially that OPEC, guys are hustlers, man. Legalized hustle. That's all it is. I can't honestly, I can honestly sit here and tell you I don't see any reason to raise the gas prices. Yeah, that's limited for me with that first reason with those workers down there. Split them up in shifts. I mean, don't they work shifts? I'm sure they don't work all day and night. I'm sure they have different shifts. Why not cut that first shift in half, or have the ones that work first come in and work second, and the ones that work second split it where they come in and work third into the first shift again. Seems feasible to me. But then again, what do I know? I don't know anything about refining oil and gas. I don't. But seems like common sense. If you don't want to exhaust your workers, the heat is just too much. Split the shifts up. Or have one shift come in early in the morning and the other shift come in about midday or whatever till the second shift comes on. And have that first half of the second shift work, and then the second half of the second shift, have them come on and finish it out, close out the night. Just have your third shift. I just think there's a bevy of ways around this rather than raising the price of gas. They're saying the gas has gone up 16 cents in 1 week. Yes, it has. I can tell. I see it. It's just amazing to me, astonishing how folks, how they come up with these reasons to raise the price of gas whenever they feel like it. Any old reason, any old excuse would do. I mean, what are you going to do? You got to have gas to get around, to get to and from work. Some folks take the kiddies to school, summer camp, grocery shop, shopping. You need gas to get around. Hmm. Okay. Three good reasons, I guess. That's enough for me. That's bull. You know that. I mean, anyone that uses common sense would hear those reasonings and be like, yeah, whatever. You guys are hustlers. That's all you are. That's all you do. You hustle. You hustle. You hustle. You hustle. Hey, and continuation. Looks like Hunter Biden's plea deal was turned down. The judge said, no way, no how. This ain't going to work for me. Good job, Your Honor. Good job. It was a sweetheart deal. And the more and more I read and heard and listened, man, that guy was getting ready to get away scot free. Till that judge told those his lawyers and the prosecutors told them, I'm rejecting this plea deal. You guys got 30 days to come back and tell me the reasoning why I should accept it. Why did the judge reject that plea deal? The two charges of the gun charge for the carrying a gun and you're a drug user. Yeah. Okay. Apparently there is a law for that in Delaware, I guess. But the tax evasion charges, and they tried to lump it all together. The tax evasion charge, they were trying to get the part of the plea deal, which this is the reason why the judge rejected it, was they were saying that, hey, he'll plead guilty to this in the gun charge, but you can't in turn come back and charge him again for the tax evasion charge. So the judge was like, hold up, wait a minute. He's just going to get probation and not have to pay anything back also? And we can't charge him again? Sweetheart deal. You and I, once again, let's be honest with each other here. You and I wouldn't get no deal like that. Sure as hell wouldn't get no deal like that on that gun charge. We just wouldn't. No way, no how, let alone that tax evasion. So we see and we know now that judge ain't playing. That judge is up on the game. Smelled what the prosecutors were cooking. Oh boy. Hey, judge said, no way, no how. You guys got 30 days to come back and tell me why I should accept this plea agreement. I have no words. Sweetheart deal. It just was. Like I said, you and I wouldn't get that. And how did this work with the president's son and this gun charge, you know, and then the drug use? It kind of, I guess they could spin it, but it kind of casts a little doubt onto how he can get on this kick about gun violence in this country and folks having guns that shouldn't have guns when his own son had a gun on. Mm, mm, mm. I think there's going to be some more things that come out about the president's son and his business dealings, namely with China and Ukraine, because that's been a talking point, and Republicans have straight out blasted and said, hey, this guy, his father also, which the president and his administrations came out and said, hey, we didn't have any dealings. That was just my son's own business dealings. We didn't have any dealings with it. You know, that's been a talking point for Republicans that said that Hunter Biden has set up deals with China and Ukraine, and he was making money hand over fist. Mm, mm, mm. I'm not going to take any pop shots at the guy because of his drug use. I'll be that respectable. But if you know, you know. You know, you know. I think there's going to be a whole lot more coming out. It's ironic and also kind of humorous. Same things you accuse President Trump of with these unscrupulous business dealings. You had it in your own family, and quite possibly you, Mr. President, were involved in unscrupulous business dealings also. What's done in the dark eventually comes to the light. It always does. So we'll see what happens with that. That judge said, no way, no how. You guys ain't gonna hit me with the 1-2 okey doke. You got 30 days to come back and tell me why I should accept this. I ain't accepting nothing right now. Get out my court. Get out my courtroom. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Go back to the drawing board. And I gotta say, the Department of Justice and that prosecutor or DA in Delaware, what in the world kind of deal was this? You're going to drop the gun charges, and as far as the tax evasion goes, you were going to have it. A stipulation was he'll plead guilty as long as you guys don't, as long as no one comes back and tries to try him again or prosecute him again or brings it back up. I guess it was going to be hush hush. Looks like you guys are selective in what you pursue and what you don't pursue. It's like I told you guys the other day about that training I had when that instructor flat out said, if you're looking for justice in the justice system, you ain't gonna find it because it's all about and who you know and how far they can get you. This is a prime example. Sorry, not sorry. It's actual factual. It's 100% on. This is another case of one hand washing the other in dirty water. Just is. So you can keep your little political talking points or your I just don't believe that. I think they're lying. They're making up stuff about because he's the president's son. You can keep that too. Everybody, everybody, whether Democrat or Republican, white or black, young or old, male or female, if you're in politics, it's politics. That's all it is. As far as right and wrong and justice, it's politics. This is just what politicians do. And us as regular citizens, there's a whole lot that goes on in politics that we don't need to know or we don't might not want to know. Because I'm quite sure, like I said, when everything comes to the light, because there are going to be some more things that come to the light, a lot of those in the Democratic Party are going to be hoit. They're going to be hoit. The little feelings are going to be hoit. All this time you guys spent bashing Donald Trump, looks like old Smoking Joe and his family may be doing the exact same thing. Politics, 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 politics 101. It's a dirty game. Always has and always will be. Don't care what your political affiliation or party is. Don't care about your race, your class, your gender, or your age, or whatever, or what have you. It's politics. Politics is a dirty, 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 dirty game. It's a legalized hustle. That's all it is. So yeah, you can keep that political party nonsense to yourself. I never bought into it anyway. I just didn't. I just didn't. I just didn't. All right. Let's go get it. Man, as promised. Talked to you guys the other day about this young man, this young 23-year-old private second class Army service member that fled to North Korea. Got a little bit more insight and details. Young man, what in the world were you thinking? Uh, why? What was going through your mind? I know the military life ain't that grand. Hell, I served. And it is an adjustment. But you still got to keep a little bit of common sense about you. In addition to that self-preservation, that's one of the key things, especially for the Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force, whatever, self-preservation. Get it, got it, understand it. But I'm still not grasping the concept or understanding why you chose North Korea. Now, here's what happened. Now, he had been charged with an assault charge, and apparently he served his time, did his received his punishment, served his time. He was done with the disciplinary action on July 10th. So they released him. He was released July 10th, but he was going to be last Monday, he was going to be transferred back here to the United States at Fort Bliss, Texas, to face more disciplinary action and discharge. At that point, if you're overseas and whatever that assault charge was, it must have been great and grand because they gave him his punishment there. He served his time, restriction, extra duty, whatever, and being confined. He served that time, and they said, "Hey, I'm sure during the captain's mass, they told him, hey, you get ready to be discharged. You're going to serve your time here first, and then we're going to ship you back to the stateside, ship you back stateside to Texas, and you will receive more disciplinary action, possibly some more restriction to the base, and then you're going to be discharged." So he was scheduled for a flight out of there Monday, and Monday he shows up at the airport, of course, escorted by the MPs. Somehow, some way, he ditched them and wasn't seen again until Tuesday afternoon, where he met up with a tour group on the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, and he bolted for the North Korean side. Yeah, you heard me right. Scheduled a flight out. He was scheduled on a flight out Monday to come back stateside to Fort Bliss, Texas, to a continuation and finalization of his disciplinary action. Somehow, some way, he broke loose from the military police and disappeared for almost a day. Where was he at? That's extremely dangerous. I don't care if you are in South Korea, you're U.S. military, you're a U.S. citizen. So he dips out on the military police on Monday. No one sees him, hears from him, till he pops up mysteriously Tuesday afternoon at that with that tour group and bolts for the North Korean side. So North Korea, rightfully so, they detained him. What in the world was going on with you, young man? Oh, at 23, he probably went in right out of high school, 18 years of age. Adjusting to military life, it is extremely difficult. It is a daunting task. The culture shock, there is a culture shock. I had to adjust. I had to go through it and adjust, just like many more. I've seen many folks, uh, fellow service members that got in and they got into they got into trouble a lot, disciplinary actions. They received disciplinary action, and their thing was, hey, this military life, it ain't for me. And a lot of them intentionally would get into problems, get into trouble. They would go UA and take the L and be discharged. UA is unauthorized absence or AWOL. They would go AWOL for 30 days and then come back and take their punishment and be discharged from the military. So it's an adjustment. It is. There's no way around it. It just is. But this, man, the danger that you were under, was it worth it? I don't think it is. I'm sure at some point in time, if you haven't realized by now, you're going to come to the conclusion that it just wasn't worth it. I should have just took the L and continued on with my life, because you can move forward in life if you've been dishonorably discharged from the military. You're going to have a hard go at it, but you can. And at some point in time, some however many years later, I can't remember, it may have changed, but however many years later, you can go before a Veterans Board and quite possibly have those charges taken off of your record so you can continue to move forward with your life. There's many ways around it. Getting a dishonorable discharge, it isn't the end of the world. It's a struggle. It's part of the process if you screwed up. So you had that option. But man, I don't think I would have ever done that or thought of this in a million years. Why North Korea? Of all places. North Korea? That nut job dictator they got over there? I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't even thought about that. I just would have took the L. I would have came back stateside and took my punishment and somehow, some way prayed to move forward and try to move on with my life. Now you're really in a tight spot, man. Because I rest assured when I say this, when the U.S. gets their hands on you again, you might be going to Fort Leavenworth. Is Fort Leavenworth still around? Maximum security federal penitentiary. They send a lot of hardened criminals, and the military sends their hardened criminals too. You're gonna spend some time in a federal maximum security prison when the U.S. gets their hands on you. I'm quite sure, like I said before, North Korea is like, why are you here? What are you doing? I don't think he has anything to offer. For all intents and purposes, sad to say, not trying to be funny, he was a disciplinary problem. He had an assault charge, served his time, received his punishment, on his way to being shipped back stateside to be kicked out. You're a problem child. So I'm sure North Korea is looking like, man, no, you can, no, no, we don't want you. Nothing you can do for us. I don't think there'd be any prisoner swaps going on here. Uh, North Korea just may say, hey, you know what? We'll leave him at the demilitarized zone, and you guys can pick him up. He ain't got nothing for us, and we ain't got nothing for him. Mm, mm, mm. It wasn't a good move. I'm sure you didn't really think that through. I know you didn't. There's no way in the world you could convince me you did. There's no way in the world you could convince me you did. Just did. Just did. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go on this skedaddle. Sure is a lot going on in this wonderful world we are living in. It sure is. Hey, I can't make this stuff up. It just appears daily. It just does. Just does. Just does. Well, that's all for me today, and I want to thank you all for lending me your ears this morning. Continue to like, support, share, offer feedback. Anchor, which I'm sharing this with, has a great feature where you can leave a voice response, and I would love to hear your voice. So offer some feedback. Also on YouTube, get in that comment section. In addition to hitting that like and subscribe button, let me know what you think, what your thoughts are. Am I being a facetious butthead in relation to Hunter Biden's problems, his troubles, his woes? Oh well. Hey, we can talk about it. I won't bite. I won't bite. Hey, we can have a nice, calm debate. No quarrels for me. So, hey, offer some feedback. You can also make monetary contributions. Continue to follow and listen on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Verbal, and WordPress. And as always, wherever you are streaming, hit that like and subscribe button so you can get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. And as always, thank you for listening. My name is Stephen Carnegie for This Is Just a Thought. Amen.